Hello everyone, this is Tami from Perfect Pendants and Simply Henry. I wanted to show you another fun project, a way to use our bezel trays. I'm using one of our rectangles, so 25 millimeters wide, so 1 inch wide by 15 millimeters long, so 1 inch by 2 inch. So it's a nice fun size. It's approximately 3 millimeters deep. So it's a nice deep one, and so we are going to use it with some glass today. Glass and some fun beads. So I happen to already have the hobby, or I did. I haven't been doing it very recently, but I got into glass fusing. So I happen to have what are called stringers, and they're just long, thin strips of glass, and they come in 2 different widths. This is right here, this is a 1 millimeter, so he's a little skinny guy, and the white is 2 millimeters. So you can tell, but so was the blue is also. It's hard to tell, but there is a slight difference to them. So I happen to have both, and they're very easy to use, and you can get a ton of projects, like the project I'm going to show you today, out of one thing of stringers. So this happens to be a tube of them. I want to say they were like $29.95 for the whole tube. This is white, but they do sell a nice set of mixed ones. So that's where I got most of these colors from. So this is the mixed tube. They come in 1 millimeter and 2 millimeters, and within the tube, lots and lots of fun colors. There's the translucent colors, the ones that you can see through. And then, sorry if it's a little blurry, I'm waiting for it to kind of catch up with me. And then also the solid ones, which are called opaque, the ones you can't see through. So for $29.95, you can get a ton of projects out of these, and you can use them in lots of different ways. What I was gonna first show you was something called micro mosaics. However, once I started researching a little bit more, they do use these same stringers for that. And you cut tiny little chunks out, and then you arrange them into these like beautiful mosaic pieces. Like my hands shake really bad, and it just was not going well. But I will show you in another video, for those of you with great dexterity, what those are and how you could also use them with our trays. They're beautiful, but it's just a little outside of my realm of what I am capable of doing. This is like, with my shakiness, kind of pushing it anyways, but I wanted to show you because it is really a fun way to use. Some things maybe you already have, but if you don't have them, you could use like little thin sticks. You could use like pickup sticks, different colored wooden sticks. There's anything that you can possibly think of, you can go ahead and put into some of these bezel trays, and it makes beautiful jewelry. So I already pre-cut my stringers. That's what these guys are. And I just used a pair of glass like nippers, but honestly, my Tim Holtz here, the tonic scissors, they have the little serrated edge, work perfectly. Wear eye protection because the little glass pieces can fly everywhere, so you don't want to hurt yourself. And then, of course, you are using glass, so you could possibly get a little nick. But no blood today. That's good. No blood today so far. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use diamond glaze, and that's what I'm going to use in the base of this tray in order to start to build my pendant. With the diamond glaze, it dries crystal clear, which is nice, and it doesn't dry too quickly, so I can move things around a little bit if I'm not really happy with how it's turning out. So love it for that, and then we're going to finish it off with a different technique. And then we're also going to use these beautiful little ombre pearls. So I found that since the trays are between 2.5 millimeters and 3 millimeters deep, some things just don't work well in the tray because they sit up too high. So there is a whole plethora of nail art design products. They're tiny little things designed to do like nail designs. There's like sparkly things and little polymer clay hearts and stuff like that. They all work amazing, and they're just about the perfect thickness to go ahead and put into these trays. So that's where I found these pearl beads, is in the nail art section. So that's what we're going to use a little bit later, but I'm going to set those aside. I'm going to go ahead and take my diamond glaze. I was just using it, so hopefully it's not already clogged up. But you can see here the tray. When you have a bigger tray, the bezel actually sits a little bit higher in the back than what the pendant does. So if you're going to do something that you're going to have some liquid glue type situation in it, you're going to have to take and push that end up so that everything lays flat, because you don't want all your glue flowing to like one side. So I'm going to just take another pendant tray and I'm just going to do that right underneath there. So now he's nice and level. Love that. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and put just a thin layer of the diamond glaze. So we just want enough just so we can like stick things together in here. You could probably even use like Elmer's glue too. That's what we use when we do glass fusing to hold the pieces together until we can get it to the kiln. So I'm just kind of running. So you saw there's a texture in the bottom of this tray here, a little bit of texture. If the texture bothers you, because some of these glass stringers are translucent, so you're going to see through them and you're going to see a little bit of that texture in the back. If that bothers you, you're going to have to go ahead and either put a piece of paper down first and adhere it, and then adhere your stringers on top of the paper. Or I've also seen, I have not done it yet, I'm going to try it, using nail polish. A thin layer of nail polish and then putting that on there first. I think the UV curing stuff works a little bit better, but if you like had a white nail polish or black, or maybe you want to try a different color, you could do that. And then that would give you a nice base, a different color, so you're not seeing that gold through there. So I'm going to go ahead and start setting the stringers in. Like I said, I pre-cut these guys. That is key, because I made a sample first and I didn't pre-cut them. Let's just say we learn a lot from Tami's mistakes. That way I can hopefully help you. I used to do videos for another, like a scrapbooking company, and those were all live videos. And I was called Tornado Tami, because literally you never quite knew what was going to happen at the end. Hopefully you had a finished product that you liked. I'm just go ahead and setting them in there, and then I'm just scooshing them across, making them touch each other, okay? So anyways, Tornado was my nickname, because usually my desk was like, blah, lots of stuff everywhere. Usually the product was either glued to my hand, or I couldn't find it because it was stuck on my shirt, all that kind of fun stuff. So you all know what I mean. It's like you get it cut and it's the one you want, and then you drop it and you can never find it again. So you see how we're building a cute little pattern here? So you can see the white is a little higher up than the other colors, and you can kind of see a little bit of that gold through the background. See of the clear stringer? And go ahead and I have 3 more here I'm gonna put down. Get that over there. Boom, boom, boom. I lost one. Come back here, buddy. I love to have fun when I'm crafting. My crafting, my making, whatever you want to call it, is kind of like my therapy. I don't necessarily always, I'm kind of a big critiquer of my own work, and I think everybody tends to be that way. So I critique. I don't always love what I end up making, but then other people are like, oh, it's so pretty, I love it. And I don't know. We should all just embrace and love what we make, right? But I absolutely love the process. So I'm going to go back here a little bit and then make sure that they really are all close together, because I ended up getting kind of a gap. All right, check that out. That wasn't bad, really easy, and cutting them was super easy too. Hopefully you're seeing this. I think you are. So love how this turned out. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my pearls, and then I'm going to add those in along the side just to give it a little differentiation. You could go all the way crossed with these, and I think it would be absolutely stunning, especially when it catches the light with that translucent. So I'm going to go ahead and hopefully not dump them everywhere. Tend to sometimes do that. Yep, there they go. Put them like this. All right, so now I'm going to take this little poker thing and try to push them in. Get out of there. Go over where you belong. There we go. Get them all in there. He wants to go in that little groove. You can't go there, buddy. Okay. So we got some in there. Pushing them down in there. Sometimes they stick to this little poker thing too. I think my finger might be better. So I'm going to go ahead and just start filling it. And once you see, hey, come on. Once you get it pretty full, then you're going to start to kind of arrange them, because you want them in there as tight as possible. Okay, longer nails are not your friend when it comes to projects. You probably probably already know that. I need to get my nails cut down a little bit. It's hard to grab things. All right, I'll get this little guy here. So my first attempt, I have to tell you guys, like, I'm one to not like read directions. I think it's more the artsy part in me. I'm like, I'll figure it out. It'll be fine, you know? So I didn't really like think it through. So my first one I made, I put Gorilla Glue on the bottom instead of putting like easy water-based adhesive. OMG. Let me just say that it was a sticky mess. So Gorilla Glue bottom, not a good idea. This is diamond glaze, so much better. All right, let's get in here. And if I wasn't videoing, I actually have a lamp. As I'm getting older here, you guys, I probably feel my pain. My magnifying lamp, which I cannot craft without. So I could actually see all of these little guys and make sure that they're down in where they belong. So we're gonna get them all, gonna do our best to get them all pushed in here. You don't want to push too hard because then you'll push them out the other side. That was the nice thing about the Gorilla Glue. It like was so thick that whenever I put it down, like I couldn't really push one out. So that was kind of nice. But other than that, there was nothing nice about it. All right, so you can kind of see where they're starting to get in here. I'm going to do, depending on how thick your stringers are here, it depends on how many beads you're going to be able to get across. I should be able to get 4 across, all the way across. And you just kind of start to put them in rows. See how they're starting to fill in rows? You can also, they're going to go where they want to go, honestly. I'm going to show you here the finished one in just a second because this is going to take a lot of time and messing. But this is kind of the tedious part of it. Not bad at all. I mean, because honestly, it's a really inexpensive project. And you know, if you mess it up or if it starts to bug you, you can always come back to it. So I'm going to push this aside because I don't want to take too much of your time just playing with these little pearly things. Get in there. Okay, so get the gist. You're going to try to get them all in here nice and smooth. Y'all just probably don't shake like I do. So I'm going to set this aside. Then I'm going to go over to my finished one. Ta-da! So I also use the stringers here, and then these all just lined up so nicely all the way across like that. Love it. So, but you can still kind of see a few little gaps, and I'm also afraid too, like if I hit this, like if I'm wearing it or I'm selling it and I hit it, I'm afraid one of these little pearls are going to fall off. So I'm going to use my UV epoxy resin. Now, the UV epoxy resin is a little bit more expensive than what a 2-part resin is, but being me, like mixing up 2-part resin, I never got it like the mixture right, and it was sticky and it didn't dry right and it was messy. So I didn't care that it costed a little bit more. Because when I do use it in projects, I try to use it in projects where I don't have to fill a tray completely up because then it goes quite quickly. But, or I just try to use it on projects where I don't have to, I'm just going to be doing like a light little coat on it. New bottle, so I'm going to open up the little plastic part in here. Should have done that before. Come on, buddy. All right, here we go. Got my cap here. So I'm going to screw that so it gives a nice like flow. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just squirt some in here. Not a ton, because I'm going to do enough where it gives it kind of a little bit of a doming effect, but not too much where it's going to be so thick. But I do want to make sure that I've covered all these pearls because I think it's going to give a really pretty look to it. And again, I didn't make a sample first. So we are together going to see how this is going to turn out. It could be good. It's really bad. You're never going to see because I won't post this. But see, now it's all filling in real nice. I'm going to go over here, make sure this is all filled in. I still got that little thing behind me, right? Because it's of how it's so, it's different. Ooh, that's going to be beautiful. All right, I can see a little spot up here where I missed. And right here. So kind of sometimes you got to look at it up from the edge. Okay. Again, if you find bubbles in here, you can go ahead and just kind of pop them with your finger or a pokey. like a toothpick, or I'm just gonna use the edge of this. Or I still haven't gone and got my heat gun. I need to go grab that. But everything looks pretty covered. Ooh, it's gonna be pretty. So now I'm gonna take, I just have this cheap UV light here. And then this sits, whoopsies. It says it cures in like 2 to 3 minutes. So I also too, you can also cure it in the natural light. So if you have a nice sunny state, I'm in Michigan, so not sunny all the time. But if it is sunny, you can go ahead and use that. And it says about 10 minutes on the curing there. You know, if you're like in Florida with the humidity, it might be a little bit longer. So we'll get back to this in just a second, okay? Okay guys, so we're back. This is all hard and cured already. It cured so fast. I think it was like 3 minutes is all. So I did have a little bit of runoff here at the top. So I'm just gonna go ahead and snap that off. If it doesn't come, it should come off pretty clean. Like you should be able to just kind of scrape it and it should be fine. If not, if it's really, really hard and it's set on there really good, you might have to take a little Dremel or a little file and file it down. I did notice down here at the bottom, I missed a little bit. So the beauty of this stuff is that all you have to do, you can go back and cure over and over again. So I can just take, now, be careful with this because as you first squeeze out, sometimes there'll be a bubble. So just squeeze out kind of slow so you don't get that bubble. And I'm just going to fill in a little bit here at the bottom where I missed it before. Level it off. All right, perfect. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit it again with the curing light. And then it's gonna be good to go. So that literally was so simple, especially if you have them pre-cut, you can make some amazing pieces like super quick. It's hard enough where you can make keychains and ornaments, anything like that, anything that you'd either wear on your bodies or you can give it as a gift, but it's just a nice fun way, another way to use our pendant. So here we go. Very nice. I hope you can see how pretty this is. Hopefully you can see it in the light. I'll do it from the side here. But it turned out beautiful. I love it. I love that ombre pearls too. And I actually do love to see that little bit of the texture of the from the back of the pendant through it. It gives it that just kind of waffly look. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and join me next to do some beach rock. And we're going to use those also with some diamond glaze, and we're going to make some pendants with those as well. So thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your day.